I was going to run drugs and sell cocaine, I would get quality Colombian Bam Bam.
Yeah.
I have a brand. Just because it's illegal doesn't mean I want to have poor quality control.
You're gonna tell me in good faith that was about Greek gods. You're disingenuous, or you are sub 60 IQ. Like the word boomer now is connected to negative connotation.
My bad. Should I say booma?
Booma.
Gentlemen, welcome back to the ARMO podcast, a podcast that likes guns and lacks government oversight and rules and is constantly at warfare with the Administrative Results channel. I personally hate that channel. I hate Administrative Results as he hates me, and the feelings are mutual. So if you could go spam Administrative Results and let him know that he is a massive doo-doo head. I can't say the words I want to say on YouTube, but I can on Pepperbox. He's a Zeke's going to have to bleep that one out. Are you tracking? I'm going to drop a lot in this podcast. I'm in a mood today. I am joined by Austin of Vintage Warfare.
Greetings and salutations, Reddit.
He is of the Black Rambo channel. We are missing Lou Sassel of LARP News Network. He is currently on some journalistic endeavors in the Congo, linking up with those restoring peace to Africa by picking up trash.
Many such cases. I think I've seen one on a TED Talk before.
Many such cases. The lore of the internet builds upon itself. A lot to go over today. A lot to discuss. Many projects both on my end and Austin's end, as well as in the zeitgeist of social media. A lot of stuff happening. Gonna try and not bully anyone too much this podcast, but usually Vintage goes off on a tear, so I can't. It's pretty fun. But with podcasts, I was thinking about this. This is a totally different tangent. I was thinking about sometimes with podcasts, they kind of devolve into just like a shit talking session.
Yeah, I mean that checks. It's pretty accurate.
It's pretty. When the boys get around, it's like
Johnny Q.
Yeah. All right. Johnny. Okay, so how do we want to tackle this? Do we want to talk about our projects first? Do we want to talk about social media zeitgeist first? What are we feeling, dude?
You can lead it off however you want to do it.
Okay, so MrBeast, and his boy, what's his name? Is it his boy Chris Tyson?
Yeah, Chris Tyson.
Yeah, he's got his boy Chrissy T.
Yeah,
Mr. B and Chrissy T.
It's very. I wish I could say that I'm shocked. However.
My favorite thing is, like, a while ago, there's this creator that I love to watch, and I hope my channel will end up on his channel one day, where he goes over the downfall of Administrative Results, but I don't know if it'll
Sunny V2.
Yeah, Sunny V2. Mm-hmm. The downfall of Administrative Results.
Yeah.
With his Australian accent, how he says his R's.
Yeah.
I love that about the Aussies.
Definitely owe that. The internet owes him an apology. He didn't do anything, is the beautiful part. He didn't apologize for anything.
No.
And he just did nothing.
Yeah.
And he won. I can't think of a better strategy.
Yeah. Market called it, and he was right.
Yeah.
He shorted the market, and he called it, and he was right. The big call.
Yeah.
You guys owe him apologies, whoever called him out.
Yeah. It was wild to read immediately it was picked up all over YouTube. I feel like the same big creators, and I almost feel like they're milking it at this point, but it's like 10 different videos over the course of 10 days.
Anything. I might milk it where I do a MrBeast style thumbnail. If you throw that dude's face into a thumbnail, it's like a click farm, baby.
A $1 gun from Royal Tiger Imports versus a $1,000 gun.
$1 million gun.
Yeah, $1 million gun.
A
Yeah.
$1 grillion gun.
$1 grillion. And that was just really entertaining to watch that dude who went on that schizo rant about him in the police uniform. Did you see that guy?
I saw that. Yeah.
And he was actually I think somebody had said he was actually on shrooms when he was doing the intro, like he was under a bed or something.
Yeah.
And I'm like, damn.
That's like a weird Zoomer thing.
Yeah.
They'll do their talking pieces in just really wild places. I like it.
Yeah, no, I thought it was funny. I just, of course you're going to have the pseudo intellectuals that are like, how can we trust this guy's opinion? And it's like, well, maybe he was doing it for the comedic bit.
I trust that guy more than the news.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's not really raising the bar all that high.
That's what I'm saying.
Him, though.
Yeah. I trust niche micro internet creators more than I trust mainstream media.
Right. Oh yeah. Well, yeah. It's the other thing is he was talking about. He was exposing him. Some of the points were a little like, okay, the wheels being CGI spinning. I thought that was a little weak.
It's like, okay,
but some of the stuff like
that's showbiz, baby.
Yeah, but the T-shirt signing thing.
Oh yeah,
that was like definitely. I think PewDiePie actually was like, "How do people keep falling for this scam?" You know, like a long time ago.
Pewds.
Yeah, he was right all along. He is the golden boy of YouTube. I don't care. I don't. MrBeast might be YouTube's, but you know, I think PewDiePie was the he was the OG.
I can't wait to get on MrBeast flight logs.
I would hate for you to talk about this guy and then you end up unaliving with, you know.
That'd be crazy. Big YouTube takes me out.
Big YouTube. Two gunshots to the back of the head.
You had too many trips to MrBeast's private island.
Just so you know, I am not ever considering unaliving myself. So
same.
This comes out.
I am too narcissistic to blow my own brains out.
Yes.
If anything ever happens to me, it was an inside job.
It was maybe a loose asshole a little bit.
I could see loose asshole.
Maybe plotting against you. Yeah, but I don't know. What were your thoughts on it? Do you think it was kind of? Do you think I forget his name, but that dude? You think he was full of it, or do you think you had something there?
With the
like the exposed alligator. We all know Chris Tyson is a degenerate. Okay, yeah, that's cut dry.
Been beaten to death. I didn't know how much I would. I'm so late to the controversy game whenever stuff comes out because it's like, oh yeah, we're gonna make a video on it. It's like 2 weeks go by, and then it's like old news.
It takes time. Well, I don't know. So it's still people still like watching it. You know?
That's true.
People like their slop.
Yeah,
like their daily dose of slop.
Hey, you boys enjoying the slop?
Yeah, you're here today. It's just consuming a different kind of slop.
Come up to the slop trop. Enjoy your media.
Yes, enjoy your parasocial relationships.
Yeah, while we yap on, while we keep yapping.
Yes.
You know, I think the gambling stuff, I can definitely see where it's like, because he knows his audience, where it's like so many kids.
Right.
And they're just like, all right, I'm going to go steal mom and dad's credit card. And then I'm going to buy a dozen MrBeast shirts at $40 a pop because I want a chance to win the Uber Tesla.
Or like I think, or $1,000 or something. Or like, and he kept changing the time.
Yeah.
Actually, no, never mind. 5 minutes. In the next 5 minutes, you have a higher chance of $1,000. I think that is kind of.
So I will say, I think that like how those are considered illegal. Technically, I don't like that because it feels like government infringement because the government always runs lotteries.
Right.
Like they own the monopoly on the lottery and like casinos, which are all like regulated.
Right.
And it was like the thought process is like, well, we don't want everyone running a lottery because then everyone's going to spend their money. But then I thought, well, you could have the privatization of it to where it's like if someone's reputable and they run a good lottery where it's like, hey, everything's above board. Yeah. It's a private entity. Like they're making their money. People are winning prizes. To me, I don't see anything wrong with that. I personally am not a gambler. Like I'm not going to waste money on lotteries.
Yeah.
I'd never bought a lottery ticket in my life.
You don't pay the idiot tax.
I don't pay. Hey, Dave Ramsey here. I don't pay the idiot tax. Like, funny enough, my wife's family, they're big into gambling. I mean, I've been to like SHOT Show and I put like $20 in a lot. Like I've sinned. Okay, guys, I have sinned. I'm not like jonesing to go to anything. I hate casinos.
Yeah.
I hate them.
I like them because you can smoke inside.
That is nice. That is a nice. I miss that.
Yeah. I like. I think the only time I ever gambled at SHOT Show, I think I won $200 and I lost it immediately after. Yeah. But I don't really try to gamble all that much myself either.
Yeah. But I think like, hey, if you can run a lottery and everything's cool and above board, then it should be a free thing. It should be you shouldn't be like lawfully hemmed up over it.
Right.
Now the problem is. Right, not that he's just running an illegal lottery. He's running an illegal lottery poorly.
Yeah, that's
changing the rules. Like prizes aren't getting delivered, and then there's like the nepotism of like if there is a prize, like he was saying it was going to like people that they knew or friends or stuff like that. Where it's like, all right, that is not cool. If you're gonna run something illegally, at least make it good.
Yeah, it was kind of like it kind of reminds me of like playing dodgeball as a kid, and then some kid changing the rules midway through the game. You know what I mean?
Taking their ball and going home because they're not winning.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that kind of deal. But
like if I was gonna buy guns illegally, I'd want to get quality guns. I'm a quality arms dealer. If I was gonna run drugs and sell cocaine, I would get quality Colombian Bam Bam.
Yeah.
I have a brand. Just because it's illegal doesn't mean I want to have poor quality control.
Absolutely best way to go about an illegally run business. Perfect.
That's what I'm saying.
Right?
Walter White made the best meth.
Yeah, and there was some morality to that.
It was illegal, but he made the best stuff.
Yeah, it's true. And he took pride in it. He was good at it. You got to
take pride in your craft. Hey, you may be a criminal, but doesn't mean you can't have quality in what you do.
Yeah.
Just because a government says something is illegal or illegal doesn't mean it's morally right.
Yeah, it's true. Very true. I think we agree.
Okay. All right, moving on. What have you been working on?
Well,
hold on. Pause. Is there anything else you want to cover about this? Did I cut you off too soon?
I don't know. Chris Tyson should probably be buried under the jail.
I buried Chris Tyson alive.
If Chris can survive 1 week buried under the jail, well, nothing's going to happen because he should just stay buried under the jail. And he's not, nothing ultimately is really going to happen.
Yeah.
I did hear that he was like, I guess this got out in some videos, but he was like hiring private investigators to like follow the guy who did the exposed video. I don't know how much of that is actually true. But it was just allegedly.
I hired 100 private investigators.
Yeah, and he was talking. He hired the best white collar lawyer money could buy, and it was like a threat. Apparently, they were sending him like emojis, like threats via text, like and this is all alleged. This is just what I've heard.
Rumors on the interwebs.
And rumors. That's why you're here, though. You're here to consume your schlop. And that's what these rumors really are. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Chris Tyson buried under the jail. MrBeast, probably nothing's going to happen to him.
No, yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, if your employee's being a scumbag, then it's like, unless you truly knew about it.
Yeah.
So,
I don't know. Maybe he's just a schizo.
Yeah, I was thinking this is MrBeast's chance to finally offload him. Because, like, no matter, so if you're like one of those people that don't care about it whatsoever, you're like, I don't see a problem. Or you're one of the people that are like, yeah, clearly this guy's a degenerate.
Yeah.
It still affects his massive corporate branding where he's trying to be as safe as possible.
Yeah, especially with that Amazon thing that he was supposed to be working on. This can't be a good
it can't be a good look. So him getting to offload Chris Tyson is probably one of the best things that's going to happen to him, is my guess. Because it's gonna make his brand that much safer. Because you got to think like how many parents were like, "Ooh, what's this going on here with this dude?"
Oh well, I mean, there's parents that just overtly. I was reading some of the comments, and they had to have been from like teenagers or whatever.
Oh yeah,
and they were like, "Wow, my parents were right." Like and I could see a parent just being like, "This guy's a scam," and just.
Well, that too. I'm talking about like the transformer.
Oh, that. Well, okay.
Where it's like you get to dump a controversial character from your very safe, kid-friendly brand.
I mean, the guy had. Well, first of all, MrBeast was in the Discords with Chris. That much seemed pretty evident. And again, it was all alleged. It could be doctored, but I mean, according to the things that I've seen, he was in the Discord. Okay, the dude had, I don't even know if I could say that word, but let's just say illegal porn adjacent art pinned up on the walls.
Yeah.
From a guy who drew Keemstar's kid in a sexual way.
Yeah.
And nobody thought at any point in time that that's weird. I mean, you'd have to figure some of these guys. I think Carl, by the way, based on some things I've read about that whole thing, he's also a little bit of a degen. But now I've never met these people. I have no idea. And then again,
enjoy the
social slop.
This is the schlop.
But
boys, this is just slop. We're just slopping.
I think at that level, I think that it's just allowed to run wild, rampant. And I've seen the pendulum swinging in the direction of like people are fed up with this kind of crap. But that's just my opinion. So. I don't know. Nothing's ultimately going to happen to him, though.
All right, we'll shelve this unless something hits me down the road. I'm a fan of the Bush War, but not when it's in my pants. That's why I have to thank this video's sponsor, Manscaped. Manscaped has a new Performance Package 5.0 Ultra. Fellas, summertime, we're still in it. When it's hot outside, you don't want your balls to be hurting. You got to take care of those things. Some might say they're your most precious asset. Your family jewels. That's where Manscaped comes in to help. With their Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra, you can trim exactly where you need to. And you can see in the dark. Night fighting, baby. The Weed Whacker 2.0. Keep your ears and nose clear of the enemy. your hairs. The Crop Smoother Ball Aftershave Lotion. Post-trim care never felt so good. Say goodbye to painful chafing and hello to a sweet, smooth summer experience in your pants. Crop Preserver, the anti-chafing ball deodorant. For those sunny beach days and barbecues. Let the sun shine, but have no sweat. And of course, the Boxer 2.0s. With a built-in pouch for your family jewels. Everything in this package will have you well equipped to fight the bush war going on in your nether regions. And win. So get 20% off and free shipping by using code admin at manscaped.com. And of course, a big thank you to Manscaped for sponsoring this podcast. What have you been working on?
So I've been promising this to my audience for I feel like years now. I'm actually going to shoot guns on camera in a long form video.
You've shot guns?
Yeah, I'm the gun tuber who doesn't shoot guns. I do commentary now.
Yeah,
apparently.
I don't think I've ever seen you shoot a gun before.
Well, you've seen me shoot a gun.
Nah, I don't think,
Maybe
I
not.
don't think that was you.
No, that's right. I did that with. Oh well, we shouldn't talk about that. You wouldn't like it. I might have shot a gun with admin, not you.
You worked with administrative results?
Yeah, I didn't really tell you about it.
You mother trucker.
Yeah. We'll hash this out after the.
Yeah, that's fine.
podcast.
Well, hey man, I'm happy that you got to work with them. I've heard some mixed things about admin. So
Yeah, he seems all right.
really,
Seems like an all right guy.
he always
I think
comments
you'd
on
get
this channel.
I think you'd maybe get along with him if you gave him a chance. But
Maybe.
I don't know. Not my place. Not my place.
Well, anyway, yeah. Well, what are you working on doing some shooting
So
stuff?
we're gonna do a little bit of Royal Tiger Imports stuff. Looking to kind of let the audience know what it really is like to order guns from Royal Tiger Imports.
You're playing the lottery.
Playing the Milsurp lottery.
So in a way, you are gambling.
In a way, you are gambling. Yes, with that. Just with at that point, you're gambling not against a literal casino, but questionable business practices. Or what they're willing to give you is Ethiopian versus refurbished. So, but we'll see. I could be wrong, and you know what? I'll eat my words if I'm wrong.
Was the Swiss rifle I got? Was that a refurbished?
I think that one was.
It was. I mean, it looked nice.
It did look
was
nice,
shooting
but so did
nice.
your Moss 4956.
Yeah, but then apparently that thing is
could
might
be
a death
a
trap.
slam fire weapon. Just so the audience knows, apparently that happens. I recommend. There is a video. I don't know him, but it's a good video. Readiness Reviews. He shows you exactly what that's like in real time. Definitely worth looking at if you're looking to get some of that French stuff from Royal Tiger. The other one, I'm going to be doing an interview with Dan Steeghan from all of those old shows like Weaponology, Top 10. I think that'll be a great time.
I'm excited for that.
Yeah, that'll be fun. I'm hoping that he can give the audience, because the guy is really knowledgeable about military surplus stuff. And he's really knowledgeable about the prices. He does all the same appraising stuff that I'm kind of into.
They should have leaned into that guy more for the shows.
So the problem was they would bring on, and I'm not going to put words. I mean, he did say it, but it brought on a lot of nerds with PhDs.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them, most of them, Canadian, and they never really shot guns. So when somebody says a string of words that sounds like the M14 was withdrawn from the U.S. military because it was too good. Well, it starts to check boxes. And then, also, by the way, that guy is, that particular individual is no longer a man either. Yeah. Didn't know that until after the video was posted.
I love the lore that comes out because these shows, these shows shaped our interests.
Yeah.
They really helped form, and it starts you're like, oh, I like sharks and dinosaurs. And then it's like the top 10 weapons of them. You're like, oh.
The video, Reddit video game stats, it's entertaining. At the end of the day, it's entertaining.
Yeah.
I made fun of the fact that when they were showing accuracy in the video,
it was 25
yards. It was
yards
10 yards away. And apparently that was because, again, people that were part of the show, they didn't have the idea to set up a camera in front of a target and they thought for entertainment purposes, us little fluoride brains would enjoy Gatorade jugs being shot 15 yards away. Believe me, they're well aware that doesn't show accuracy.
To be fair, that is entertaining.
It is entertaining.
I've been guilty of not setting up cameras on targets before.
Yeah. Well, but they're a funded
Yeah, it's true.
They have a lot more money. They had a lot more money.
I'm a small man band over here. They're a big op shop.
Yeah, they definitely had a lot more funding. They could actually pull those things off even as far back as back in those days. I'm gonna need whoever's calling me to stop. It's very cringe. But
you want to take it?
No.
You want to see who it is?
No, I don't at all.
What if it was an Indian scammer? That'd been great for the podcast.
Hello, sir. This is he, sir. I'm doing podcast. I talk to you later. I don't know who that was.
Did it sound important?
No, it's good.
You're like,
I have no idea who it is.
Austin, your grandma's dead.
No, I would have. So all the people that are important, your contacts in my phone. Otherwise, don't care.
No.
But
suddenly guy gets a social media following.
No, that's just how I've always been. My dad's number has, and my dad is really important to me, but my dad's number wasn't a contact in my phone for like a year at a point, just because I memorized his number.
Yeah.
You know, I'm one of those guys. I guess that's like autism. I don't know. Could be dyslexic. I don't know. Who knows?
Just guys being dudes.
I'm not a psych doctor or anything. I save contacts so that if people see that I don't have contacts, they're not like offended.
Yeah.
You know, that's really what it boils down to.
Gotcha.
I recognize numbers. It's probably better that I do contacts, but you know, whatever.
No, it's fine. It's your phone. You can run. You can run your
I
life
can
how
run
you
my
want.
phone however I want.
Yeah. Grandpa didn't fight in the sands of Iwo Jima for you to not do that.
It's true. That's fact. What do you have going on?
Just got back from Kentucky.
Kentucky.
I was working with MrBallistics out there.
You were throwing swords from cars. I saw it.
I was having a good time.
It looked like you were, actually.
Scott's Range is a lot of fun. He's got like a limo out there, and I was doing J-turns in a limo.
Yeah, I saw that. It looked like you were having
Yeah, I
fun.
was having a good time. I've done J-turns since like the police academy.
Yeah.
And it was actually really fun in a limo, like just ripping it back, turning it around, shifting into gear.
He was like throwing shit. Throwing shit at you.
Yeah. He's a good time, man. He's like a well-mannered chaos goblin.
A well-mannered. Well, I don't know if I describe him as a goblin. He's a pretty big guy.
He's a well-mannered chaos orc.
There you go. I'd use orc.
Well-mannered chaos urukai, I would say.
He seems like a really nice guy.
Oh, Scott's awesome, man. Yeah, Scott's awesome. I think he gets shade from the more hardcore crowd where he's like, how come he's not going over how to survive drone strikes from Reki? And it's like, well, it's not Scott's thing. Man.
He's more of an entertainment kind of guy. He shoots the big bore stuff.
Yeah, Scott has a good time. He doesn't care. That's what I love about him. You know, he's not like, all right, guys, this is how you survive against fighting the government. He doesn't care, dude.
No, he's like, let's shoot. He runs around in a T-Rex suit and then
I would say
table.
Scott's got a plan in case the Ruskies invade. You know what I mean? But he's not going to it's not his thing. He's not going to talk about it on YouTube.
No, and it's a different kind of channel.
It's different. Yeah.
No, nothing wrong with that.
He has a good time.
Yeah. Do you, what did you do with him over there?
Oh, we did, he had this cattle gun we did. And then we did, for his channel, he had a cattle gun. And then we played Kentucky Roulette, which was pretty gnarly. And then I did like his tactical guns. So Scott has a pretty cool collection of stuff. So we pulled out some of the more tactical of his collection because he has a lot of like big bore hunting guns for the power's sake, but those wouldn't be considered as like tactical.
I feel like those are the things that he likes to shoot.
Oh yeah, it's bread and butter.
Yeah,
his 4-bore is wild.
Really?
Yeah. Once you shoot those big bore guns, like going down to an intermediate cartridge, you feel like you're shooting an airsoft gun.
I believe it.
Yeah.
I mean, he's big. If he's big enough that I feel like it wouldn't really bother him all that much. But some of the stuff he's shot, I'm like, if that's pushing him around, I'm just like, dang.
I remember shooting his 4-bore last time I was there. It's like $200 a round.
Jesus Christ.
And it was like, it's 200, I think it's like 200 pounds of felt recoil.
That's crazy.
It's pretty wild.
Yeah. That's actually insane. That's pretty insane. I remember he has a couple of he had like a BAR that I thought was cool. He had the Ohio Ordnance Works one.
Oh yeah, he has the H car.
The H car,
the BAR.
Yeah,
he's got some good stuff.
Yeah. No, he looks like he's got good taste.
Yeah, he's got good taste. I would say it was fun. It was a good time. Kentucky Roulette was interesting because it's like all the grossest stuff you can think of. You're just playing Russian roulette, but you're shooting the gross target like point blank.
Okay. Oh,
it's pretty fun.
That's pretty funny.
It's fun. It's fun showbiz stuff.
Yeah.
Good I got covered in slugs.
In slugs.
Yeah, like escargot.
Like live ones or like actual?
Like dead.
Oh, dead. Okay. Ew.
There was like clam juice and pickle juice and like raw eggs, and it was all like sitting in the hot Kentucky sun.
Yeah, oh yeah. Nice clam juice in the hot sun. I can only imagine the smell.
It was pretty gnarly.
Imagine the smell.
Yeah, it was fun. It was a good time.
No, that's good. That's fun.
I was running a Southern Lawyer
Yeah.
or a Southern Baptist preacher personality, I couldn't turn it off.
Yeah.
He started to get mad. He was like, "Hey, can you actually like stop?
Hey, you're committing to the bit.
Mr.Ballistic, this is some ridiculous."
You just start talking to him about your good bit. I make the best chili here in the Southwest, or you start making other stuff up.
Your
Be a good
Honor,
character.
good people of the jury, my client was ramshackled by your goons of the state. Good people of the jury, could you indulge me and close your eyes? Now, what color were my eyes? You see, perception is not often reality.
You sound like a plantation owner. That's why. Oh, yeah, come on
We got
inside and
some-
get yourself something to drink.
I got my antique farm equipment out there working the agrarian pastures.
Oh, that reminds me of Django.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
That's what it reminds me of.
I'm not saying the masks were a bad idea. Yeah. A little bit of Django Unchained. I would roll like I'm a Southern Baptist preacher. I'd roll that too.
No,
It was
I
fun.
think it's a good character.
Yeah, it was a fun character.
You should bring it to your
I'll
main
have
channel.
to bring it to the I'll have to bring it to the channel.
Be
somehow.
funny.
Work it in.
Yeah, do some like, I don't know, lever guns or something.
Yeah,
It'll work. It'll work.
I'll have to work it in somehow.
Yeah.
It's doable. It was fun though. It was a good trip.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it was hot, dude.
I-
The humidity is wild. Hey, my humid bros. I don't know how you guys do it, man. When it gets humid, we're just used to a dry heat.
Yeah, it's a little humid right now, but it's not like
No,
East Coast humid. Worst humidity is definitely like Florida, the Cuba. Every time I'd been there, 100% humidity year round.
man.
Dude, you step outside just immediately
Yeah.
like drenched.
The nice thing is
Never-
like with here, like you get soaked in sweat, but then it dries off, and you're like
It
anything
does.
that was so, like your kit, your shoes, your paint, like whatever was soaked in sweat just dries.
Right. Yeah.
Right out there, it's like it stays wet.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's gross.
It's disgusting.
It's
Like I mean, I was thinking about like football, where it's like imagine playing football there, and it's like how do you dry off your pads?
your
and-
pads are just gonna be moldy.
Yeah, ugh.
It's like
Even
gross.
here, like they would stay kind of wet and gross during like practice weeks, and it's like, when is this stuff gonna dry off? Like I couldn't imagine it in the South, dude.
Oh no. South is a little bit more football oriented,
True.
so they're used to it.
That's true. Yeah. Maybe that's why maybe they have the advantage during the hot months, and then when it gets cold, they lose the advantage.
They're just breeding super soldiers over there with
Yeah,
humidity.
that's
I
true.
think that's what's going on, to be honest. Explains the SEC anyway.
That's true.
Yeah.
yeah, the SEC powerhouse of the southern states.
Yeah.
Georgia, Alabama, Arkansas.
And every time I've seen their training programs, like back in the day, like now it's like hyper crazy stuff, but like back in the day, you look at like a Southern high school football team that's like, number one in the state or whatever. You're looking in the practices look so like just thrown together. Like now it's a lot more crazy or whatever, but it just looked like a ragtag. What's that? Remember the Titans? It reminded me of something like that. It's like just a field with some guys.
Yeah, I watched the documentary on the Florida Gators when Tim Tebow was there, and like,
Right.
their rise to powerhouse. Because like typically football teams will have like a powerhouse rise, where it's like they were not doing so good, and then all like of a sudden they get these star players, and like the stars align and they start crushing.
Yeah.
So I watched that, and that was really interesting. But they were like having a pretty strict training program. And like dudes were dropping out. They were like, we were running it like it's paramilitary kind of thing.
Yeah. And the coach is somebody who's never been in the military.
No, yeah. It's like you kind of experience stuff like that. I mean, I remember even playing high school football, and it was like, all right, you're gonna get pretty much hazed and wrecked, and
My coaches were like actually unhinged.
Yeah.
I remember, and I mean, we were playing like in a pretty like high. I think it was the highest division, at least in Southern California. But it was like they would just injure. I mean, really, it's just boiled down like they would get people injured for no reason in the off season, and it's just some pretty crazy dudes.
yeah, we had a changing of the guard. We had these old coaches that weren't winning games, and then the school hired new coaches, and we started doing a lot better.
Yeah.
But even then, it was still like I liked it. I liked getting kind of like whipped into shape, making it tougher. I think it's good. I was one of those kids that responded well to it. I like that. I like the suffering of stuff.
Yeah, no, if the suffering, at least in my opinion, I think this applies to like any paramilitary or military thing. Suffering for the sake of suffering is stupid.
Yeah.
Suffering with a point and it builds that character is good.
Yeah.
But there would just be times where they were just having dudes do like just actually stupid stuff, and I'm like, why? This doesn't make any sense. You know, it's not gonna make anybody tougher. It's just gonna tear somebody's labrum. You know what I mean?
I remember freshman year in freshman football, they were after a practice, like, you know, before school even starts. Like, so it's like in the summer. Like, they're like, all right, cool, practice is over. All right, now we're going to run like 4 miles. Just ditch your top pads and you're going to be like in cleats in your lower pads and you have to run. For like, and it was like, why? Like, we're playing football.
Yeah, we're not cross country.
This isn't
runners.
cross country.
Yeah.
Yeah. If anything, like, okay, hey, if you're doing like sprints or like suicides or something like that, like I get it. But
What position did you play?
so when I was younger, I played line because I was like a chubby, shorter kid, so it worked out. Then as I kind of grew, I switched over to linebacker and special teams.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I played middle linebacker. Yeah, it was
I
pretty
was
fun.
a weak side defensive end and then a little
nice.
linebacker. Yeah,
Yeah.
fun time.
Yeah.
Fun time. I miss it. I do miss it. Football stopped being overtly as gay as it is online. I know or on TV. You know, not the college's fault, not any of that stuff. But if I have to see another vaccine commercial in between each time, I can't. It gets to the
Travis
point where I can't watch
Kelce,
it.
dude.
Yeah, I can't watch the NFL anymore. Just
I'm
for that
double,
reason.
2 things at once. I'm vaxxed.
Yeah, the Chiefs the head coach like for Pfizer.
Yeah. Travis, how'd you do it? 2 things at once? Riding a hot air balloon and getting vaccinated?
Yeah. It's like cringe.
Wow, Reddit.
Yeah. It's just cringe. I can't watch it.
I love the propaganda. My favorite football tough guy is vaxxed. So am I.
It's
and
like
he's dating my wife's favorite celebrity, Taylor Swift.
Yeah, the bread and circus propaganda cycle never stops.
I would love to have been a Roman senator and like be so pretentious and roll into the Coliseum and look at these pros enjoying their bread and circus. Off with his head.
Yeah, do the thumb thing.
I could have swore it was reversed, where it's like you go thumbs up means they're like going up, you know, like they're
You're
going to the
probably
sky.
right. You're probably
But
right.
like
I
for
have
the
no
sake
idea.
of like Hollywood, they're like, yeah, this means
It makes
bad.
more sense to a Western audience, I guess.
yes. Yeah.
Something people understand.
I've been wrong before.
Many such cases
My
myself.
Schlop enjoyers, I've been wrong before. Yeah, dude. Football was a really good time. I think there is a pipeline there. I don't think it's 100%. If I was smart, I would have stuck with like cross country and then done more long distance running because that's where it actually helps out with government jobs if you're looking to get paid to carry a gun. But I didn't. So
Yeah, makes sense.
I just wanted to play football. For me, the action was the juice.
Yeah, I remembered back then. I was like, I'm gonna play college ball and all this other stuff,
And then you realize how big those guys are.
so I could have done like D1 AA or whatever, or whatever the step down from D1 was, or D2. But then you look at it, and you're like, what is this really getting me? You know, because they're not really doing full scholarships at a lot of those programs. And then I wanted to be military or go into law enforcement one day. I'm like, I've already had a couple concussions. I probably shouldn't nix myself for some school that's not worth the time.
No. I'm gonna go play college football at a community college, and it's like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
it's all the work with no benefit, you know.
And all those people that stuck, and I'm not talking trash, but like all those people that stuck around and played like community college ball are now all high school football coaches, and I know they never left the hometown.
Yeah.
It's just funny how, and that seems to be like in every state that I knew people doing that. It's the same thing.
Yeah, I mean, hey, I think there's a need for it.
Oh, yeah,
someone's got
100%.
to whip the younger guys into shape.
Oh, 100%.
The young lads.
Mentors.
Build them up.
Some of them are great guys, Some of them are great mentors growing up.
Yeah, I still think fondly of my football coaches.
Yeah.
You know,
Some of them I don't, but some of them I do.
sure, right? Yes. I mean, you realize as you get older how fallible men are. So
Yeah. No, very true.
but at
very
the
true.
time, I think fondly back to it. Back in my day, I could have thrown a pigskin over the mountains.
Yeah, I'm sure you could have.
Coach would have put me in. I could have gone pro.
Haven't seen that movie in a while.
It's been a hot second.
Yeah.
It's been a hot second.
Oh, this is a side tangent. Did you see the Dr. Disrespect comeback?
There's more development to it.
Him like doing the chess and checkers thing on Twitter.
Mm-mm.
You didn't see that?
I remember he was talking about like I'll be back kind of thing. Like he terminated it. He's like I'll be back.
Yeah, no. So he posted. No, he did a stream, I think, recently.
Mm-hmm.
But he just out of the blue, it was like him behind a checkerboard, and it's like him playing chess and the audience playing checkers.
Mm-hmm.
And there was people like kind of roasting him in the comments as like, "Are you playing with a kid right now?" Or like, and he was like, "Shut up, they them," like other, all that, which I thought was funny, but it was just like, okay, yeah, he got his vacation done pretty quickly.
Yeah.
It was pretty interesting to see. There's a funny tangent. I know you didn't see it though.
I did not see that.
Yeah, or the moist critical thing that happened.
Oh, I saw
You
that.
Check
Yeah,
that out.
that one bummed me out.
I actually like him, but yeah, he does just kind of parrot.
The take was so the problem is, dude. I like Charlie. I like Moist Critical. I've enjoyed his content for a while. He's like a YouTube OG. The problem is that a lot of times when you get such a massive audience, and it could just be the way that they're wired, you know, to where they had got to that point. People want to take super safe takes.
Yeah, to the point where it's almost takes no courage to do it.
Yeah,
like because you're waiting for the court of public opinion to sway either direction, right? And then you're coming out. And I'm not saying that. I mean, it's entertaining, right? Yeah. But I think it was genuinely one of the first times that he got any backlash for a take, and he didn't really know how to respond.
Yeah,
to
usually he's always on the right side of the court of public opinion.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah, but he missed an opportunity for wearing like a fake nose and glasses with like a mustache and be like, the Moist Critical situation is crazy.
Yeah,
that would have been such a good like. That
well, I thought he did a video addressing it.
He did.
I didn't watch it though.
I wish he was wearing like a really like bad disguise.
Yeah.
Like it's not him, but it's him. If he had done that, it would have. It's been pretty funny.
That'd been pretty good.
No, sex change for kids is probably not a good take.
Not allowed.
Not allowed. At least
if you're an adult and you want to give it a go, I can't stop you. I can think it's cringe and gay, but for children, no.
No, I mean it's not like Sneeko had a better take either.
No,
but,
yeah.
It just he fell for he fell into his trap. He used his logic against him.
I'm not an ally.
Yeah,
I am the enemy. I am the Axis powers.
Well, you're an ally to me. I'm a BIPOC. Creator.
No, that's true. Yeah,
he's kind of an ally.
You're my ace in the hole.
I am. I'm your get out of
my
jail
diversity
free
hire.
card. I'm his DEI.
Can I get another impasse, please?
Yes.
Thank you. Oop, I'm gonna shuffle that guy away for later when I'm playing Xbox.
Yeah,
and I hear the smoke detector beep.
I changed my batteries, actually. Okay, that might be kind of cope. Okay, that might be some cope. I don't think I actually do that.
I like the idea of people thinking we're like, oh, these guys are edgy when they're on the podcast. It's like, listen, I'm kind of a coward. I try and tone it down for YouTube. Maybe on Pepperbox I'll let it fly more.
Yeah, yeah. I feel like, but that's like everybody, So there's some things like I'll walk an edge that I know, right? But I know that there's going to be people. Ironically, though, I've never been called. Not that you could call me racist, okay, for obvious reasons,
right? Yeah.
But the people who do say anything about it are like other white people.
Oh yeah, the white dude.
I've had more black people, my brothers and sisters, commit to the bit, than some of these nerds who actually get all
the white
upset.
Liberal is the crusader for all that is woke and just in the world.
Yes, the crusader of the downfall of Western society.
Usually it's the white liberal women.
Yeah.
And then the white dudes that want to shack up with those girls will parrot their opinions in the hopes of copulating with them, coupling with them.
Yeah.
Gaining biblical knowledge in the sheets. But they're not acting biblically because that would be cringe to their beliefs.
Yeah, see, the thing is you have people like Taylor Swift getting us into World War III because they tell all of these white women on TikTok to vote for Kamala Harris, and then we end up dying in Iran because North Korea invaded Japan or whatever. Yeah. Here we are.
You, as a Canadian, must die in Taiwan because
Iran invaded Israel or something. Yeah. But that's the reality. We live in a society.
It really is like World War III buildup. It really does feel like this timeline is going that way.
I just watched the Raytheon and Lockheed Martin stocks. That's my.
When they spike, baby, we're going to war.
When they spike, when my investment goes up, I've never wanted any of my stocks to go down more than my Lockheed Martin.
Yeah, but hey, someone's got to buy a yacht. When you see the white boys with martial spirit back in the recruiting commercials, you are going to war.
Oh yeah, like that U.S. Army one. It was white paratrooper guy.
Oh, dude.
Where I saw that. I was
If
doing
they-
cool guy shit.
If you've seen Army Ranger commercial where they're doing cool guy stuff,
When Blue Jean
dude.
operators running around in
If
the
Blue
commercial.
Jean operators in a commercial, we're going to
We're
war.
cooked. We're cooked.
That's when they're like, yeah, we gotta
Nuclear
get these,
war.
get these guys back in the military. Please, God, get back in the military.
Yeah, that's a good litmus test there. Or you could look at the what's the Pizza Hut or the Domino's by Washington D.C.
Oh yeah, if they're getting a bunch of orders.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's going into the night.
I'm to really monitor that. Oof.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, we also have to thank Americana Pipe Dream Apparel. Fantastic young Zoomers getting after the Milsurp space and arena. They've been looking after my channels for a while now, and I do appreciate them taking the time to help out what we got going on here. So I would encourage you to go check them out if you are on the market for Milsurp items. Not just clothing, but equipment, night vision knives, manuals, all that good stuff you can check out over there. We also have to give a big thank you to Optics Planet, the optics sponsor of Managerial Outcomes. If you are on the market and you find yourself in a room with them, make sure you ask for a hug and a kiss, and they will help you out with getting whatever you need going. We're gonna have code LARP for you, get you 7% off the entire store, and we appreciate them greatly.
Here we are.
Here we are. How are you enjoying the Schlop, Reddit?
I think they're probably. If you don't like this video, this podcast, you might be. I do the Trump stuff a little bit too much. Sirs, like the video. Thank you, sir. All right, we're good. We should hopefully 2,000 I don't know. It's usually averages like 1,600.
I grant you 2,000 likes.
I grant you, sir. I give you this.
You are a kind, benevolent Indian man.
Yes, thank you, sir. I do my best.
I do declare, Mr. Vintage, you are quite the master of that Punjabi accent.
I thank you, sir. You are quite the master of running at a plantation.
Well, I do declare, someone's got to be the master of this here plantation, sir.
Yes, you treat your employees very well, I can see.
Oh, of course. Rather Christian of me, ain't it?
Yeah. It's just going to be us doing accents at each other.
Honestly, it'd be great practice.
It's fun.
Yeah, it's a good time.
Yeah, you improve. That is an improvable skill over a time period. It really is.
I put a lot of work into it, man.
Do you?
Oh,
You're just talking to yourself in the mirror.
Yeah.
Your wife's just like,
it's like that one meme where Sydney Sweeney's crying.
Yeah.
And I'm in the shower.
Full
score. For too long, them Yankee bastards have been pushing their aggressive beliefs on us good Southern folk.
You sound like what's In Range TV's friend, his new friend doing the Civil War stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have to do it better than him now. But you have to wear.
I mean, I will.
Yeah. You got to do the Southern Civil War bit now.
Yeah. That one, the Civil War is such an interesting topic.
Mm-hmm.
The build up to it, I think in some ways they're very similar back then, even more so than we were today. But they were like, man, we really want to own, guys. We really want to own slaves.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of factors, and there's more than just slavery. There was a lot of factors. It took a long time, realistically speaking, for the war to kick off, right? People will, of course, fixate on the slavery thing because slavery is immoral.
It's a hot topic.
It is immoral. It's wrong, right?
Yeah.
And that's, of course, people are going to fixate on the civil rights of people. But when your economy is entirely based on slavery and among other things, that cripples your economy, then that's going to lead to war. So it was more than just slavery. There were Northerners who were
it sounds like
post-slavery.
It sounds like typically whenever the money's involved, it's like, all right, time to go to war.
It's legitimately the money.
Yeah,
right.
it's the money. And if the money is tied up in slaves, and one could say it's wrapped around slaves, but then again, I'm not a historian.
No, me neither. I'm just a cringe
but I
guy
do follow the money, and I try not to get too aware.
Yeah. Sometimes I wish I could go back and just be ignorant. I really do. Sometimes I just want to consume my fluoride slop and watch Netflix, and
life would be a lot easier.
Talk about Tiger King. Wow, did you see that TikTok? I don't know how people do. I wish I was back there. I wish I was back at that point.
It was a simpler time.
It was a simpler time.
Pre-2020 was much more.
It's a lot more palatable.
Yeah, a lot less divisive. They really kicked off the divisive.
Europe's going crazy right now.
Oh yeah, the European race war.
Yeah.
The Irish and the Brits are uniting now,
which is the craziest thing I have seen come out. People like the IRA are like, maybe these Brits are on us.
Yeah.
You know,
the enemy of my
other
enemy
way
is my-
around.
yeah.
But yeah, it's gotten to that point. I mean, Poland is the only country who's like, no. I was actually I was watching some of the I don't know the name of the president of Poland, but him getting interviewed by these WEF guys from Canada.
Yeah.
And he's just like, no, we're not taking in any immigrant. Like,
Yeah.
You know, and it's just, it's based, you know, but it's like Poland's the only one. It's like the rest of Europe is like, gee, maybe rape gangs are bad. I don't know.
This was a bad idea.
Yeah, you know, so I don't know. This is probably going to be the episode that gets you canceled, to be honest with you.
Probably, yeah.
Probably.
When you start questioning the WF.
Yeah, you're going to have a WEF guy showing up to your door.
Oh, speaking of WEF, World Economic Forum. I follow a creator, Jimmy Corsetti, and I've met him IRL. I like him a lot. He has yet to get on this podcast, and it perturbs me. Nonetheless, Mr. Corsetti, who I adore, was doing some interesting pieces talking about how the WF was essentially gaining control of these very historic sites, the sites that are like predating known civilization,
Right.
like Göbekli Tepe, and then I think Baalbek in Lebanon. Or no, I think it was another site. I don't think it was Baalbek. I think it was, what was the one in Indonesia? I've been on a big whole historical tangent about this stuff.
Right.
Like it's like when those videos drop, boy, good sir, let me tell you, the interest of myself when I see those videos drop skyrockets to all-time heights. I enjoy those videos thoroughly. And so he was saying that the WF has a lot of their tentacles in those operations and how they're like benching archaeological work at like Göbekli Tepe.
Interesting.
Really weird.
So there's like a super weapon buried under the
Yeah, probably.
something.
The portal to...
Looking for Gilgamesh.
Yeah, the Gilgamesh portal is like
Yeah.
very... Yeah. That's why we invaded Iraq, is to get the portal from Saddam.
Yeah. I honestly, at this point, you could tell me that. I'd probably believe it. Who knows?
It's more fun than it's more fun than the truth.
Yeah, I don't know what to believe anymore. Yeah, sure.
Follow the money. Follow the money.
Yeah. No, I mean that's a very World Economic Forum. I mean, you've seen the Paris Olympics, right?
Yeah.
The opening.
Yeah.
If you are somebody who says you're going to tell me in good faith that was about Greek gods, okay, you're disingenuous or you are sub 60 IQ. Even the fat thing in the middle bragged about that being the thing that we think it was, right? The white horse, the Last Supper.
Yes.
It was very on the nose.
The pale horse followed by all nations.
Mm-hmm.
You see that one? I think she's like a state secretary, like something in Missouri.
Mm-hmm.
You see that girl?
I don't know.
Bleep warning, Zeke. She was like, the Olympics need their own category. It was pretty funny, dude.
I need to look for that now.
It was on Insta. She said this on Instagram, and they put like a content warning, like this post is being left up for awareness.
Dude, I need to look for that like right out. You got to send that to me.
Dude, yeah. I watched that because someone brought it to my attention, and it was the funniest thing.
Dang.
I was like, yeah, this girl's going. I am so proud of this girl.
Damn.
We are. Hey, bros.
We're so back.
We're so back.
We're so back.
We're so back.
There's hope yet.
Yeah, there was. I loved that. The problem is she was like after like in the reel, she had like a gun, and then she had like a drop leg nylon holster, and I was like, oh god.
She can be taught. We can save her.
I realized,
Bros, you could save her.
So here's the thing with like girls when they start going down like the red pill, or like they start become like an aware, and then they start trying to like do all the stuff that attracts that crowd. Their gear always sucks.
Yeah,
it's like I think Tulsi Gabbard got linked up with like the HSP crew, and she had decent gear when she was getting into guns.
I mean, realistically, it's just a prop. Right,
Yeah.
You know that's ultimately what it is.
Yeah,
what
it's a prop. Yeah.
You know, there's nothing wrong with that. You know, inherently.
No, I'm like, listen, I'm all for ladies. If any factions, right? If I could hit the reset button and we have no more guns, the women would probably suffer the most.
Yeah,
but I'm all for them having firearms, right?
Yeah.
Because it really levels the playing field for their defense. The problem is that a lot, like, first off, when it comes to their actual fighting kit, it always looks like really bad. Like the kit that they're like in their head, I'm gonna fight tyranny or like the Russians with, always looks pretty dog water.
Well, I don't think that they actually know what kind of kit they need.
Oh, they have no idea.
Or it's their boyfriend. So here's
That's
the thing.
usually it's a male.
It's a male,
males,
and it's like cars, right? There's a couple of categories like fishing, cars, guns, all that stuff, and I feel like that's universally
male-dominated interests.
Male-dominated interests, and every single male, or I'm not gonna say every single one, but a lot of, and this is gonna sound hypocritical considering that we have gun channels, but every dude with very minimal experience with guns is going to act like, because they are a gun owner, that they know everything about guns.
Sure.
A lot of that. I mean, you see guys who they buy their first guns like a Taurus G2C or whatever, and they'll swear up and down, because we have to remember gun owners are actually a very small niche within the U.S. population.
Yeah.
The guys who actually know things about guns are even smaller.
Yeah.
And the casual gun owners are a large portion, but a very small one when you look at the rest of the U.S. population, right? So there are a lot of dudes who, just because they have a rifle and, oh, my granddaddy told me how to shoot this, and then they act like they know everything. Those, a lot of the times, they'll have girlfriends, maybe some of them on social media, and they'll be like, oh, you use this AR-15. It's like obvious, they don't know what she's doing. Yeah. But there are women out there that are serious competitive shooters too.
Oh, absolutely.
And I know some on Instagram that are even military surplus chicks that are shooting, mosing the gun, like effectively, and they're actually doing real stuff with them.
Right. Those girls, hey, milady.
Keep it up.
I tip my fedora.
Your Reddit gold, milady.
Yeah. My queen. My dear Cleopatra, I adorn thee. Those girls, of course, know what they're doing. And of course, they had the right influence. Like the first one always comes to mind, like Lena Michalik, with her dad, how much of a stud he was raising her up in the ways of the firearm. Yeah. But yeah, for a lot of times, it is just like a prop for them. It's like an eye grabbing, like attention. I appreciate the sentiment.
Especially political stuff.
Sure.
Definitely political
Very
stuff.
Like it gets people going. Like, why does this girl have a gun? Who does she think she is?
Yeah, it's funny to because before I would read tweets from people and they'd do just back and forth about the most milquetoast things imaginable. But they get, I've realized that everybody gets paid to do that for the most part on Twitter. So it's like watching, guns good, guns bad, and then just people arguing. It's entertaining.
That is a problem with Twitter, I find, is like getting paid for engagement, because you can just engagement bait and farm.
Oh, 100%, yeah.
It doesn't build anything constructive, I feel like.
Nothing of value.
I would be really, I'm really tangenting out here. I'd be stoked if Elon was like, all right, now we're going to change up the rules, encourage more videos being over here, and you get AdSense for those. Yeah. I'd be stoked.
Yeah. He would just have to. He would have to make the UI a lot better than what it is right now.
Yeah, I think we've talked about this before. So it's probably beating a dead horse.
Yeah, I think if it's the only platform with the reach, that's worth it.
Consider competing.
Yeah. Well, people will always be like, "Go on Rumble," and it's like,
Rumble.
No one. You're not even gonna follow anybody on Rumble.
So you can't. It's really hard to break people's doom scrolling habits.
Yeah.
Most of the time, they have the big three: Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter. For a lot of younger guys like us, Facebook has been dead for years.
Yeah, I don't use it. It's Boomer Book.
It's Boomer Book, right? Yeah. Facebook, not a thing. People still use it. Don't know why. It seems like it got way over. Like their UI is almost way overcomplicated. One could say too good and organized. I don't know all the things in there, like the tabs and the community. Too much. You got to streamline it down for my dumb consumer brain. Yep. And that's what Twitter needs to do. I still call it Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it.
Whatever you want to call it. It's
X-Wing.
It's X-Wing, yeah. It's convenient. It's convenient to go to the same doom scroll slop apps that exist. And frankly, YouTube is the best platform for video sharing and the monetary incentive and the reach.
I guarantee you the dudes watching this right now were doom scrolling the entire time. They put this on, passive listening. Oh, what's going on Instagram? Oh, what's going on Twitter? Oh, who else is posting on YouTube? Oh, what's going on Instagram? Oh, what's going on Twitter? Oh, who else is posting on YouTube?
We call that terminally online. That's the term for that.
And that's the case.
Yeah.
Welcome to my TED Talk. Enjoy the Schlop. So that is where we're at in the world.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed that reel very much. I love the chaos of it because people have social media has ruined some of the most enjoyable words for offensive shit talking. Yeah. Words that when I was growing up, everyone was saying. Everyone was slinging.
And it didn't even matter who, it was people of all. I remember that football practice, Everybody.
Yeah.
Black dudes, Mexican dudes, white dudes. Everybody was saying the same words. You know what I mean?
You can bleep it for YouTube, but we're leaving it in for Pepperbox. Pepperbox exclusive. I'm saying like a mother.
If you want to hear him say, I guess you got to go check him out on Pepperbox.
Bleepity bleep bleep bleep.
Yeah. Fun stuff. Yeah, and those were, and you know what? Those were words with like power, you know, but like not in the same way.
Yeah.
You know. Now everyone's offended by them, but you know, just it's not literally. It doesn't literally mean you're
Louis
like
CK
homosexual.
he had a great bit on it.
Yeah,
where it's like, hey, listen, if you're a gay man and you're doing your thing, all right, whatever. But if you start acting like a, you're gonna get called.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And it doesn't even like literally mean like you're gay. Like it doesn't mean you're literally gay.
No, it means you're acting like
you're acting like a. It should have its own. I swear it should have a dual definition.
Do you charge extra for doing all the bleeps? I gotta know before this starts cutting into my wallet. So yeah, I miss that, and I think people get like such a good shock factor because truly social media does creep into your everyday talk. Like you do self-censor on social media because you don't want to get the ban hammer.
Yeah, everyone does it.
Yeah,
you know how many YouTubers have you met? Right, you don't want to name names, but like you meet people and the way that they kind of ride that. We'll say PC fence, right, is different than how they interact in real life, right? Especially if you become friendly with them and then they start, you know, okay, we'll let the, you know, some of what I actually think slip, right?
Here's my problem, right? Within the firearms space, we're dealing with topics where it's like you're thinking, okay, what sort of kit would I use if I was fighting in a life or death situation where my face could get torn off by automatic gunfire or someone could drone strike me and I could die in the most horrific ways possible, where life and death is just milliseconds away, where I don't know what's going to happen to me. I'm going to get evaporated by some sort of explosion. Like the most violent, like you're thinking in a way where it's
very
the most violent, visceral levels. And if you start getting offended by words or jokes or comedy, hey man, I think you're in the wrong like frame of mind.
I think Darwin is going to sort those people out at some point. We'll put it lightly.
That's my thing. Now, if you're just a normal NPC, right? You're trying to fit in with the world of what the world considers good, what the government says is good, what you have to do to be a good person. You have to do this, this, and this. You have to check your privilege. You have to get the jab. You have to do this. And this makes you a good person. And we're gonna say you're now a good person because you checked off all these boxes. Now you get to feel like a good person despite having no real backbone to question the narrative.
No morality.
Your morality is based off of what the majority, the masses say is good.
Yes.
Right? So that's where I kind of like, okay, you start to understand the world a little bit more.
Yeah. That's called the downfall of a society is when there's no real moral basis to why it is you're doing what it is you're doing or what you believe.
Right.
Yeah, that's why you're seeing all this crazy stuff happening. It's a very effeminate kind of way of thinking in society.
Words are mean, they hurt.
Words are mean, they hurt. People forget, you know, how bad things can really get.
Oh my God.
And this is like a Darwin thing. It's going to sort itself out one way or another.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, because I genuinely don't want everybody to die in nuclear hellfire. But
no, that'd be not a.
As long as we continue having Taylor Swift telling all of her Swifties to vote for, the military-industrial complex, then here we are.
Stock prices got to go up.
Stock prices got to go up. Hey, at least you can get rich off of the absolute state of the world we live in right now.
I thought the market was down.
It's probably collapsing for all I know. I haven't looked today.
Man, I love being an oblivious YouTuber.
I love being ignorant to the horrors of mankind.
Shoveling my podcast slop onto the audience. Wow, they're so self-aware.
It's so meta, Reddit.
Wow, they're so meta. Look at these guys.
Meta.
Yeah, very. But yeah, also thank you for consuming the slop today. Pay us your viewership.
Money.
Yes, my shekels. I need more shekels. You will give them to me.
I still gotta do ads for this video.
Oh shit.
So I can schlop more slop. How meta? How ironic. On a different note, we filmed the Arasaka video, which was really fun.
Yeah.
I shot really bad and everyone made fun of me for it. But I decided to keep it in because I was like,
people were a little harsh about it, but
I don't know.
it was funny.
I get it. It's a fun thing where people can have like the, oh, look how dumb he is for shooting bad. Like, I get it. It's fun. I don't mind. I cried in the shower, of course.
Yeah, it happens.
It happens. But
probably while you were editing, honestly, when you had a little clip and you're like, fuck.
Yeah, I was like, you know what? I'm leaving it in.
Yeah.
I was like, do I cut this? It doesn't look good. Then I was like, nah, you got to suffer for this one. You got to atone for your sins for shooting bad. I'll come back. I'll shoot better. Anyway, when I was talking about how I acquired the gun, how I got it from a dead boomer.
Yeah.
This one sparked a lot of outrage from the boomers, funny enough.
I noticed that.
They like, some guys were like genuinely mad. They were like, you're trying to appeal to your Zoomer audience too much. And I was like, I literally got it from a boomer that was dead. Why are you so mad?
It's because the word boomer now is connected to negative connotation.
My bad. Should I say boomer?
Boomer.
Sorry, no hard R on the boomer. Yeah.
Okay, that was actually funny.
All right. Yeah,
that was good. Good bit.
I'm relishing in making you laugh like that.
Good bit.
Yeah. So for all my boomers out there,
all you boomers.
Yeah. Hey, if that offends you, I need you guys to realize you got to get over yourself.
Yeah.
I'm a old Zoomer, young millennial. I think I'm right on the fence there with my age demographic.
Yeah, I think I'm like I'm the cutoff for millennial.
I think you're a little bit older than me, so you're like a young.
I'm
millennial.
30, so you're
you're for sure a millennial.
Yeah.
I'm like around that time era. But it's like I don't know why they got so offended. Like my dad was a boomer. He's dead.
Yeah.
I'd say, hey, my dad's a dead boomer.
Yeah.
I have boomers that I love, and I have boomers that I think are, of course, stuck in their ways. But hey, man, I don't like, as a whole, I'm not mad at you guys. I think you guys have some generational differences from us.
I think it's just them. Yeah, I've noticed this with boomers, and I don't care. First of all, because boomers look, the economy. I'm allowed to be mad at you, but anyways, yeah, boomers, it has a negative connotation. Tim Dillon, I think, is the guy who talks about boomer hate quite a bit. Yeah. But because of things like that come out, and they're being called out for their generational hedonism and pissing everything away, I think that they take offense to it. And I think they like playing victim sometimes. Yeah. Good portion of them. And there's a lot of awesome boomers out there. There's nothing wrong with that. You can call me a millennial, and boomers were the first ones to talk shit about millennials. Goddamn millennial,
pull yourself up by his bootstraps.
Yeah, exactly. Same thing. They could dish it. They just don't want to take it.
They can't take it.
Yeah.
It is what it is. Take it. I really enjoyed it. I thought that was funny. I was like, yet again, we're in a space where we're talking about the most, we're talking about like World War II combat,
Yeah.
What their parents would have been going through. And they're getting mad that I said that. I love it, dude. I love it. It's like some of the most horrific fighting. Probably like the last time it was some of the most horrific fighting I can think of.
Yeah.
Compared to modern day trench warfare now, which I think is now the new most horrific warfare we've ever seen.
Yeah, no, but yet for whatever reason that's off the table. You mean you're a seal my mule serp collection? I think a lot of it's too is they know that they're on their way out.
Yeah,
and I think I can understand like kind of the like the self-awareness. I don't know if it were me and I'm in my 70s, my 60s, if I make it that far,
sure.
I guess there would be like an awareness that like, wow, I'm gonna be 6 feet under.
Sure.
In time.
How I view it, it's like, hey man, you can't take this stuff with you when you die.
Yeah.
We're not doing a Viking, like unless you do a Viking burial where you hoard all your precious metals and golds in your guns.
Somebody shoots you with a flame arrow.
They take your Corvette and they roll it into the earth and they bury it over. It's kind of a selfish thing to do.
Yeah.
Considering like maybe your beliefs, unless you're like a pagan Viking, then you want to do that.
I was about to say, it sounds a lot like paganism.
Yeah.
Boomers are all just pagans.
Yeah. they want to take their valuables with them and not. So my thing is like when I got it from that air soccer from that widow, nice lady. The thing is they had kids, but the kids didn't want the stuff.
Yeah, they didn't care.
They didn't want the collection. So it's like, man, what? It's kind of like parenting, where it's like you raise your kids up to be interested in this stuff. At the very least, you educate them and be like, hey, I'm leaving you this when I die. Right?
Yeah.
I'm passing off. Like to me, I believe you should create wealth so that your children's children can have wealth.
Absolutely.
So, and that includes all your different assets and investments into some capacity. Firearms or investment,
right.
They go up in value. Yada yada. So, to me, like when I collect guns now, I'm thinking about my future kids.
Yeah.
Of like, my dad was awesome. My dad was great. One thing he didn't do is leave me a sick firearms collection. I'm not mad about it.
Yeah.
He gave me an awesome childhood and he raised me right.
Right.
But one thing I want to leave for my kids is an awesome firearms collection. I want to make sure I foster the right relationship, make sure they still like me as they get older.
Right.
I'm not trying to be their friend. I'm trying to be their parent. But I'm trying to make sure that happens. I can pass on cool stuff to them when I die because I know I'm going to die. It was like in that episode, they got confronted with their own mortality when I said, "Dead boom." Hey, man, you're like the first. You guys are like the first in line right now.
Yeah.
Right? So I know I'm going to die someday.
Nobody makes it out alive.
Nobody. You are guaranteed. Yeah, it's like the old. You're guaranteed death and taxes.
Yeah.
So,
Boomer joke. Yeah.
So it's like, guys, come on. Like, what are you so worried about?
I think it's just they again it's a very me generation and I know that like offends them because they think I'm talking about them as individuals, so they're thinking that I'm talking, hey, you boomer watching this show right now, or this slop, you can't take it with you. You're the reason. Like they almost, it's like you're telling them they are the reason the generation has
They're
problems.
taking it too personally.
Yeah, exactly. It's not
like when they trash talk millennials. Hey, I know you're talking about the people that buy avocado toast.
Yeah.
And they
live in Austin,
They got a
Texas.
liberal arts degree.
Yeah.
And they're $300,000 in debt. I know you're talking about those folks.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah. And if you have and it's not those guys, by the way, that are running the economy, Wall Street, the country, like pretty much anything, right?
Whoa. You're trying to get my podcast truly canceled here?
What? I'm just talking about boomers, man. That's what do you? I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, sorry, my bad.
What I'm trying to say is, though, it's not young guys running everything. It's a lot of their generation.
Yeah,
a lot of them are so like, I mean, you look at the Joe Biden, like him not even wanting to step down. I know political theater, it's all fake and gay. I know, okay, but for the sake of entertainment, him not wanting to step down. People in Congress who have been in politics for a very long time refusing. I mean, we've had people die in their Ginsburg, that one died in her seat, basically, right? Died in office.
I love the idea of my great grandparents still being in office.
Yeah, exactly. Like they have no stock in the future. I mean, I know this sounds a little. This actually does sound very Redditor of me. Next time I'll bring a fedora on, for that one. But the point is. That's a very it kind of ties into the generational selfishness that you see.
Yeah,
a lot of good non-selfish boomers out there. I'm just saying, generationally, first one that wasn't invested in what you just talked about, wanting to make sure that your children's children have something.
Yeah, it was like a glimpse into one's future if you don't do the right things.
Yep.
Or if you're not being a good parent and your kids are like, I want nothing to do with you.
Yeah.
And then some rando comes in and buys your stuff.
Yeah. Who probably respects it more than maybe.
Yeah, to be fair, I do respect that stuff a lot, and I want to show it off. His widow was telling me he actually watched the channel at some point.
Oh, wow!
So that was really cool.
Wow, that's really
cool. In a cool way, it's like I got to take that thing and show it off, and
it's kind of like doing a service. I think you would at least want to believe that he would. Appreciate that kind of thing and actually being shown off.
And my buddy who kind of like brokered and got me in contact was telling me like all this stuff. So he was like, "Oh no, you're fine, man." Because I was worried, like, "Oh, did I?" And he's like, "No, you're good." So I'm not like a terrorist. I'm like a barbarian.
Yeah,
I still have some social manners despite my online persona.
Yeah, no, I get it.
Yeah,
I think you did it justice.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
all right. I do love the idea of my videos getting Kamala ads.
Yeah,
it's kind of funny.
Yeah, I've had people message me. They're like,
"Can you demonetize yourself? I'm getting Kamala ads."
I'm like, dude, that is so funny.
I want my Kamala Schmeckles to pay for the next project.
I want my fellow sister to keep doing her thing. Get that bag. Get that bag, Queen.
Hey, someone's got to invade Iran.
Somebody, if not us, and who?
Yeah,
I get it.
It happens.
Oh man, that's ironic. I don't know if I need to paint that out.
That's called humor.
Mm-hmm.
So projects I've been working on coming up in the pipeline. I have the ever elusive Scar video, stuff we filmed with Scott.
Mm-hmm.
Got a Chapman build for my buddy Joel.
Oh, I met that guy. He showed me the rifle.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, well that's fun. What'd you think?
I thought it was pretty cool.
Cool.
Yeah, nice guy.
I like the story. I've been I've been trying to ease off any sort of like AR-15 content, just because it's so like boring in my mind.
I think that
It's
there
like,
was some interesting stuff that could be said about it.
Another AR.
Yeah.
But when there's a heavy story attached to it,
That's the
and there's
interesting
like a
part.
hard clone project that went into it. 'Cause I respect Joel's gumption when it comes to cloning, dude.
Yeah.
Dude does the
He's serious
footwork.
about it.
He is serious.
Yeah.
So I do appreciate that. It's not just like another like practical AR-15 setup for the sake of like I'm cool and tactical. It's like no, this has history, this has lore, there's like a reverence to it. So
Yeah. No, he talked to me for like 20 minutes about it. Like it's pretty cool. Yeah. It's neat.
So I do like that stuff, but
AR-15s are boring.
for the most part, AR-15s
Yeah,
are
they
pretty boring.
they're
Yeah. Unless there's like a concept behind. I've been enjoying a lot of guys doing like the IAR stuff with them.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's kind of fun when it comes to like the civilian preparedness. But
Yeah, I look at it the same way as I'd be looking at a DeWalt drill. You know what I
Sure.
mean? Like
Yeah.
a regular AR-15. It's a tool to
Yeah.
me. Like they're obviously practical firearms that you should obviously own,
very practical.
depending on who makes it.
Very true.
But I don't look at it as like a super interesting. I think the ones you bring on are probably the more interesting ones, like CAR-15 type stuff.
Yeah,
and
I do enjoy my carry handle guns.
Mhm.
Really hard to beat that. The nostalgia, the vibe, the nostalgia for an era that I was probably not even barely alive for.
Yeah.
I came like 3 years after Gothic Serpent. Born in time for Blood Diamond.
That's very true. You have that going for
You
you.
got that going for me. So that is nice. Yeah, I mean, there's definitely stuff coming down the pipeline. If you are not subscribed, as much as I don't like him, you should go check out the Administrative Results channel. I think he does do some interesting stuff.
See, I knew you'd
All
come
right, I'll
around.
come
I
around
knew you were
to
going to
him.
come around.
Dude, I just can't get over it. I wish he'd put the mask back on.
Meta.
Very meta Reddit. What else you got going on? Do you want to talk about?
That's kind of the main ones. I want to talk about it, but I'll show you after this podcast. To be honest
a
with you.
secret?
It's a secret.
A super duper secret?
It's a super duper secret. It's super duper like I have to make sure it's right because that could be slander if I'm wrong. But
Well, how about
there's
this?
evidence.
Would you feel comfortable doing, for this sake, a Pepperbox exclusive conversation where we cut the podcast pretty much here, take the private conversation
Yeah.
behind closed doors?
Yep.
Okay, cool. Gentlemen, well, you just caught a little teaser, as I'll probably get a little bit more edgy on Pepperbox as well. I appreciate you stopping by and tuning in. It means the world. I really do appreciate it, unironically, if you were taking the time to watch this, and if you got this far into a podcast, doom scrolling, right? When girls are like doing dances and stuff on shorts, attractive women, and you manage to watch this, I'm impressed. I'm impressed in your attention span. You deserve something nice. You deserve something rewarding. And by rewarding, I mean you should probably do 100 push-ups. I have nothing else for you, gentlemen. As always, I will catch you on the flip, and I'm taking this conversation to Pepperbox. I encourage you to check out Pepperbox. No ads, no AdSense, no Kamala ads. And we're going to just riff and be even more edgy there. Wow, what edgy little internet people. All right, bye.
Bye.